Hello, welcome to Family Gamer TV. I'm Mark Clapham. I've liked Spider-Man ever since I was young enough to wear polyester Spider-Man shorts, which probably shows how old I am. And today I'm playing Spider-Man Unlimited, an infinite runner free-to-play game for iOS, Android and Windows Phone. We're looking at the iOS version. So, first up, let's have a look at some of the Spideys we've got. I've been playing for a few days, so I've got quite a few. At the top there, we have normal Spider-Man. Next to him, Manga vs. Spider-Man. If I quickly click into there, Manga vs. Spider-Man. We have Secret War Spider-Man from the Brian Bendis and was it Gabriel Delondo miniseries from about 10 years ago? We have the bombastic Bagman, Spider-Man wearing a spare Fantastic Four costume with a paper bag on his head. Spider-Man Noir from the David Hine series. I've currently got selected on the left here Bulletproof Spider Armour. I believe that was in the Big Time storyline written by Dan Slott, that Spider-Man was inventing a number of different costumes. So let's scroll down a bit. We've got Battle Damage Spidey. I mistook him for Zombie Spider-Man from Marvel Zombies at one point. I guess that might be a bit too gross. Who have we got here? We've got another Secret War Spider-Man. There is a system for combining these characters to help them go up the ranks. So I've got a couple of spares in here at the moment for various boring advancement reasons that I won't go into. House of M Spider-Man, another Brian Bendis story. Was that with Ariel Olivetti? I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments. Somebody always corrects me in the comments. House of another alternate universe Spider-Man. And at the bottom we have Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly, the notorious clone Spider-Man from the 90s clone saga, with his very, very 90s hooded top with the arms cut off. So, never mind all that. Let's pick a Spidey. Who should we pick? Let's have Noir. I quite like Noir, so let's have him. Oh no, I'm in the wrong screen. Never mind. Let's. I can only pick him once I actually go into an event. So let's go into the story mode. Night of the Goblin. There we go. We are so far the Goblin variant we are up to is Menace, who turned out to be, spoilers for a storyline from a few years ago, I believe turned out to be one of, I think it was Harry Osborn's girlfriend turned out to be Menace. But anyway, Menace is a variation on the Green Goblin. There have been many down the years, and this is the boss we're fighting against. And let's pick a Spidey. I need a Spidey who is up to level 10. So let's get Noir. I did promise Noir. A little bit of dialogue there. Let's start. Now, if we skip through this, there's no dialogue on this cutscene, but there is some verbal dialogue as well. And you get these nice little cutscenes too. Fred Van Lente, the comic book writer, has written the script for this game, and it all feels very nicely in character for Spider-Man. So let's battle Menace. You can see this game has a lovely animated, cel-shaded look, sort of similar to Borderlands. Very straightforward infinite runner game to play. Picking up the thing, and I have already crashed. That is amazing. It's your conventional stroke left, left and right, swipe on the screen to move left and right, up to jump and punch, down to slide or kick the legs from under somebody. That was truly rubbish. Let's try again. Let's get a different Spidey just to vary things up. Who have we got? Let's get normal Spider-Man. Let's get normal Spider-Man, shall we? And we will skip the cutscene. Nice thing about this is that you get different variations on the city map, quite conventional for this kind of game. Right, let's see. Oh yes, I jumped it that time. And let's show some action. Punch, punch, punch. And we're chasing Menace across here, and we're going to take a jump off here. Now you hold and release to swing. So I'm doing kind of hold and release thing there. If you're playing in other modes, there will be little rings to go through to try and boost your points. But when you're playing in story mode, it skips all that stuff, all the point accumulators and combos, possibly because it's just too distracting. It's difficult enough talking about it and playing at the same time without having to do that kind of nonsense. Right, we're keeping up with him so far. Famous last words. It's 2,000 meters. We're doing well. Oh, and focus in. Wahahaha! That's more of a DC Comics thing, actually. Justice League International, but never mind. Now, what we need to do is dodge the goblin things and kick those. Oh no! Gutted! Gutted! Goblin gassed. But you can see what I mean. You kick the little balls to attack the enemy, and then you basically batter the screen to finish them off. And these story missions, let's take another quick story mission. Let's take another hitting home. Collect 10 data chips. These story missions are actually finite, which, as you can imagine, is unusual for an infinite runner. So let's skip through the story. Spidey has to collect some data chips. Nick Fury is his boss in these things, as is the case with a lot of Marvel-related mobile games. You've got Nick Fury, very familiar to the films. He's in the Samuel L. Jackson / Nick Fury Jr. in the comics version, rather than the old white Nick Fury. And Nick Fury's the boss man, and this game uses ISO 8, the MacGuffin from the Avengers of Alliance game, and also Marvel Puzzle Quest as one of your currencies. There's these vials, but there's also ISO 8. Right, we've got 2 of those. You see, this is a very simple story side mission. Collect the slide and kick. Collect the little... Oh! And I didn't slide in time. Collect the data chips, get 10 data chips, it stops. It's a finite runner in these circumstances. So, what about the traditional infinite running gameplay? Well, you need to do that to grind your characters up, and you've got, as you can see, we've got lots of Spideys. So let's hit play at the bottom and play unlimited mode. You can use any old Spidey for this. So let's get where's Scarlet Spidey? Let's take Scarlet Spidey out for a
yippee! Time for me to shine.
Thank you, Spidey. Let's take Ben Reilly for a spin, 90s fans. And this is unlimited mode. Sweet. That's kind of lovely. It's a little tricky to get used to after Hero Run, but once you get into it, there's quite a lot more to do in this game. Now, a quick word about in-app purchases. Obviously, it's a free-to-play. It's Game Loft. Of course, it's got in-app purchases. This is the typical bundles of crystals and what have you. And the main thing that this has that oh gosh, I hate that so much, the running up the wall gameplay. You have to actually tilt the screen for that, which is quite tricky.
Nuts.
The main thing this game has that Hero Run wasn't burdened with is if you look at the top left of the screen, there's a number and a timer under it. And that's refreshing your... let's see what they're called. Right, they're refreshing the number of times you can play, really. So if I press start, that takes the last one off, and you'll see the timer. There's 4 minutes until it will refresh. So after I've played this round, there'll be 4 minutes until I've got another life, essentially, to use.
Nice.
And it can recharge. It takes 10 minutes to recharge life. It can go up to 5 lives. So essentially, you can play 5 times, and then you have to wait the best part of an hour to play again. Now the bad thing about that is it's a bit tricksy, especially as it doesn't restrict itself for taking a life when you die. You can actually complete a level successfully on one of the finite levels, and it will still take a life off you, which is a bit cheeky, I think. On the plus side, it kind of limits the amount of RSI you can get from playing these things. I was briefly playing both Hero Run and Spider-Man Unlimited at the same time, alternating between the two, and began to get fantastic shooting pains in my hands. And as you can see, I am now, unless I want to spend money, unless I want to spend a crystal to continue, and you can earn crystals in the game, but you can also buy them to speed things up. Unless I want to spend either fake cash or real cash to buy the fake cash, I basically have to wait 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes, to play again. And if I want more continues, I need to pay again. So I'm now, being cheap as I am now protected from playing Spider-Man Unlimited and twisting my wrist for the best part of an hour. So briefly, let's quickly look at one last thing, which is Spidey Ops. If you've been playing the recent Assassin's Creed games, if I go into my team, you will remember that you can send your assassins off on missions which are timed. And here we see, if we go into Spidey Ops, you can do the same. Here, you can pick some Spideys and you can send them off on a mission. And it's a timed mission. See, I'm only up to 80%. I am reluctant. This could be because I'm incredibly overcautious. But let's see that. They've got 80% chance of success rate. Send your team. And that takes an hour and a half. Unless you rush it by using ISO 8 crystals. And when they come back with experience and vials. Vials are useful to buy more Spideys. Have I got any gaps in my ranking? No, I haven't got any spaces to whip up a new Spider-Man. Yes, vials are useful for buying new Spider-Men and buying new slots in your team to put those new Spider-Men in. And you can level them up and you can raise their ranks, and you can do that by combining them in various ways, and it's a sort of typical advancement scheme for this kind of games. Finally, I'll click at the top, events, and you can, I can't play them at the moment because I've run out of Spideys, but you can see that there are events every 2 or 3 days, take over a certain amount of time. I've hit the 156 KOs level there, so I've ticked the first couple of objectives, and if you look at the top, there's a timer there and it says there's 12 hours 44 minutes to go. So that, yet again, like Marvel Puzzle Quest, there's plenty of little incentives to keep you coming back every day for daily rewards, to keep you playing events, to keep you going with the story, to keep you generally picking up more Spideys and buying more slots to put them in, and leveling them all up. So there's plenty to do, even if you're not willing to part with cash, and it's quite a slick little number. You'll have seen it might slow down slightly. That could be with my slightly elderly iPhone. But apart from that, it's a very slick product, nice script, nice little cutscenes, good gameplay. So, that's been Spider-Man Unlimited. I'm Mark Clapham. You can follow me on Twitter, @MarkClapham. And please follow Family Gamer TV on YouTube for more of this kind of nonsense. I will see you soon. Bye bye.